Yeah.
Today, we would like read the libretto and hear it. I mean, I tell people that and they go, "What?
Yeah.
What?" I said, "You didn't have that?" No, I didn't have that.
Do you still enjoy opera?
No, not really. And there's some I like. I love, hearing the three tenors and the stuff like that, but I'm not obsessed. I do like classical music, though. I do, especially the older I get. I find myself gravitating toward that, especially during pandemic times where you just can't hear it anymore
Yeah.
for the day. You're done
Right.
for the day.
You don't want to. You don't want to get worked up on bebop.
No. So sometimes a little, Mozart can just be the perfect combo.
But do you were you educated with, so every year, it was just once a year you get the opera, but you didn't,
No, but there was I would go to the symphonies.
Mm-hmm.
My father was also the president of the symphony. So I remember being 5 and not figuring out how can this sound not be coming out of speakers? Like I'd be in the second row. It was very surreal.
It's wild, right?
Yeah.
To be in a symphony hall you've played them too. Isn't it a trip when you perform on the stage of a symphony hall?
It's insane. And I've done shows with symphonies, and that's also.
Really?
Yeah.
But you can just talk and you can hear it, and then it's such a well-designed acoustic place. It fascinates me.
It's spectacular, like Carnegie Hall.
Oh, my God. It's crazy. So why didn't you become a musician?
Well, we had to play piano. All of us had to play piano from age 5 on, take piano lessons. But then at 13, you could quit.
Oh, that was the rule?
And I quit. I think, in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada in the 60s, when I was a teenager, you'd look at American television. That's all you looked at through Buffalo.
Uh-huh.
You never looked at Canadian television. And it didn't seem like it was real. It didn't seem like it was a real opportunity for someone in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
Right.
So I'd be in my attic pretending to do shows, and I had a applause record, and I had a gooseneck lamp because even then I knew I needed lighting.
You had a laugh record?
I had a applause record from Sinatra at the Sands.
Oh, okay.
I'd looped it.
Okay.
And I'd reel to reel, and I'd hold my mic up, and I had a
wait, what were you doing up there? So you looped the applause.
at the Martin Short Show.
Oh, okay.
And it was on Tuesdays at 8:00 on NBC, but every other Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because that left room for my movie career.
Sure.
I was 14, 15.
Yeah.
So you think if that's your kid, you go, well, then he's got to go to National Art School or something.
Right.
But to me, there was not a hint of really doing this. It was fantasy. It was unrealistic. I'd watch television. I'd watch, I don't know, something from Disneyland. It might as well have been on Neptune.
Right, right.
So I was going to be a doctor.
Really?
Yeah, I went into pre-meds, not because I liked science. I was a fan of Chad Everett's work on Medical Center. And I thought, the idea of being a doctor.
Sure.
Was not, I didn't want to have to study anything, but I liked the idea because I would say of all professions, I admire that the most.
Right. Because it looked authoritative, and you help people, and
you can help them die. You can help give birth to a baby.
Yeah,
you can make them feel better.
Sure.
No, I admire that.
Yeah.
But no, then I switched to social work, and then so that my 4 years at university were pre-meds and social work, and then I left an actor.
So you went to school in Hamilton. That was a big college there.
Yeah.
Did not leave home. Now, there, in my recollection now, I've talked to a few others, there was some sort of comedy magic in Hamilton, right? I mean...
Well, I don't know. Eugene Levy was at university. He was a few years older. Dave Thomas.
Yeah.
Ivan Reitman, the director.
Yeah. I've talked to Eugene. I've talked to Ivan.
Graduates from McMaster University in Hamilton, Ontario.
But you didn't know any of them.
I knew Eugene
at school.
And I met Ivan.
Yeah.
But he was the head of the film board, and he was, I was younger than those guys.
Right.
By a few years. So, but I think my first year, Eugene was his last and stuff like that. But I knew Ivan, and I remember Ivan will still say to me, we'll be at the AFI Awards for someone.
Right.
And he'll always stand beside me and say, can you believe the two of us from Hamilton, Ontario,
Yeah.
not losing the perspective of what are the odds.
Yeah.
But so I was there for 4 years, and then in '72 there was this amazing scene in Toronto. That's where I went to try to be an actor.
So that's where you went to live? You went up there and got an apartment?
When I was still in university, I got the show Godspell.
Yeah, see, this is the famous Godspell production.
That's the famous Godspell. But hanging around that time in Toronto were people like Danny Aykroyd, who wanted to be a cop at that point, and
you knew him?
John Candy. Yes, I met them all. I met Danny Aykroyd on June 28th, 1972.
Huh.
And the reason I know it was because it was Gilda's birthday, Radner.
Yeah.
And there was a big party for her at this place called Global Village in Toronto, club. And Danny and his then comedy partner, Valerie Bromfield, stayed in character as Gilda's parents from Detroit. And I had never met someone so original and funny.
And you at that time had already done Godspell?
No, we were doing it. I did Godspell for a year. So this would be, we had probably just opened, and I did it for a year.
And where'd all your siblings end up?
My brother Michael is a very successful comedy writer.
Yeah.
Wrote on SCTV, one of the head writers of Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yeah, it's a good
Still
show.
doing it, you know, a million Emmys and a million successes. My brother Brian, vice president of Dover Industries, a company that makes paper products. And my sister Nora is a nurse anesthetist.
Huh. And they're all older.
Yeah.
And so
I'm the youngest.
And you were the last one to leave the house.
The big mistake, yeah.
You were the accident?
I was the accident, yeah.
So
when there's a 14-year difference, you know you're an accident.
Oh, that's crazy. So that's a lot. So they were gone most of your life.
Right. Well, I had a lot of, and it goes back to optimism. I had a lot of, sadness as a young guy growing up in that house. It was a fabulous house.
Right.
And yet when I was 12, my brother David, the eldest, died in a car accident.
Oh, my God.
My mother immediately got cancer. She would die in 1967 when I was 17.
Huh.
And then my father died a year later when I was 19.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So I actually, for a year, got orphan relief checks from the Ontario government.
And all the siblings
were gone. And out of
gone.
deference to my father, I would just use that money to buy alcohol.
Did he enjoy the alcohol?
Gin and ginger, no ice, dear. He's Irish. The Irish feel that ice is addictive, so he wouldn't go near ice.
Was he like real Irish, like talk with an accent Irish?
Yes, born and raised across McGlen, County Armagh. Marty, get down here.
I love Ireland.
Oh, it's so fabulous.
Do you go?
Isn't it great? My father was born and raised at Short's Bar in Cross McGlen, County Armagh, which is just over the border from Dundalk.
Uh-huh.
And it is still in operation, run by my 95-year-old aunt.
Really?
Aunt Rosaline, yes.
That's amazing.
And cousins.
So you have real family there.
Absolutely. Still there, Short's Bar. We could go right now.
You can be a citizen there too if you want.
I know. I have 3 passports.
Yeah.
And I'm going to the 4th.
Oh, really? What's the 4th one?
I have UK. I have Canada, US, and then I could Republic of Ireland.
I would love to live in Ireland, and I'm a Jew. I've got no connection, but for some reason it resonates with me. I don't know why.
The people are really spectacular.
They are, man.
And sarcastic and funny and loose. And
yeah, I love it.
One time I was at Short's Bar. This is like 98, and I'm staying up all night with my 2 cousins, Oliver and Patrick. And we're drinking. And when you are publicans, as they call it, you don't drink from the bar. You put money into the till, and then you take a drink.
Okay.
It's a sin to not do it that way. Anyway, I came down first around 9 a.m, and there were glasses, and I saw my Uncle Patty cleaning the glasses out, and he looked at me and said, "So how did the character assassination go last night, Marty?" They knew. We were talking about all of them.
That's beautiful. So when you left for Toronto, what happened to the house and stuff? I mean,
I still had a fourth year university, and by the end of that year, we sold the house,
Okay.
and I had an apartment in Hamilton. And then I got Godspell, and now I moved into a house with Eugene Levy, another guy, John Yaffe, and we had this big house in Avenue Road, which is in Toronto.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks always loves it. It's called Avenue Road.
Yeah. He brings that up.
To me, it never seemed odd, but
I wouldn't have thought of it.
Yeah, and then I did Godspell, and then I started going out with Gilda, and I kind of lived with her.
So was this your first immersion in Jews?
No.
Yeah.
No. I am 10% Jewish on my agent's side. Jewish is very important to me.
Uh-huh.
No. I'll tell you exactly what it is. I grew up in a very Jewish section of Hamilton, Westdale. So all my friends were Jewish. And there was something else. I was, not the tallest kid in the class. So it wasn't about, the football player and I are going to hang. I was drawn toward the smartest people in the class.
Yeah.
And a class of 38, I swear all the smartest people were Jewish.
Yeah.
It's just a fact. And so then my best friends were Mitchell Rosenblatt, Alex Stiglich, and Sheldon Bechalter. So
because I know that, you do have a sensitivity to the timing and to, I think a few of your characters are Jewish, whether you say they're Jewish or not.
I'm not aware of that, except, and many, many people from my life think I'm Jewish.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I mean, you're in show business, and you have a very good you have the innate shtick timing.
Yeah, I guess, but so does John Mulaney, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't. He's got a thing that he does, but I mean,
I guess. Well, listen, I don't know what it is. It's also probably, as a kid, I'm watching television and I'm responding to.
Yeah,
I was going to say Jerry Lewis, but I'm also responding to Jonathan Winters and Dick Van Dyke. And
yes, I can see that. So, when
Stan Laurel,
oh, he's great. Did you see that movie with Coogan and
Genius?
It was such a great fucking movie.
And how great are they?
Unbelievable, unbelievable. How
I know.
The work they put into that fucking thing. Have you played Stan Laurel? Why do I feel like you've played him?
No,
never.
No.
Never tried to do it as a character?
Say Ollie. Well, I mean, I could do that. I certainly do.
Yeah. So you move in with Gilda. You guys are...
Yeah.
And now, what was this... the Godspell thing, I mean, was this the beginning of sketch comedy in Canada after Godspell? Because it seemed like the people that were in it all kind of started to do that.
No, I think it was just... it was a smaller pond.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, the Godspell editions were like out of, reality show that you'd see now. It was already a hit in New York, and everyone who was an actor wanted it.
Yeah.
So everyone auditioned, and the final callback of the Masonic Temple in Toronto was, I don't know, 500 people.
Oh my
God.
God.
So the rest of the Masonic Temple was loaded with supporters and fans.
Right.
And then you start off, you'd sing, and then they, in groups of 5, and they'd call back one person of the 5, and you had to come back an hour later and do it again. And then an hour later, if you made that cut off, you had to do an improv sketch.
Wow.
So they were looking for people that were talented, but it was a raw talent. But that day they cast Eugene Levy. Mm-hmm. And Victor Garber as Jesus, and Andrea Martin.
Yep.
And myself and Paul Schaefer.
Yeah.
They made him the musical director. So it was kind of an amazing... Was
Dave Thomas in it too?
Dave Thomas would come a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
Not that day. And so it was a surreal thing. And then a year later, Second City came to town.
Okay.
From Chicago.
And set up shop.
And that they were doing a sister company, and Joe Flaherty and Brian Doyle Murray were going to direct the first show, and everyone auditioned for it. I didn't, oddly enough. I think I was afraid of it or something.
Yeah.
And everyone else wanted it so badly. So and they got it. Gilda got it, and John Candy got it, and Eugene
Uh huh.
of my group.